Do you remember when you were a kid and you asked to go to the bathroom? You put up your hand, you raised your hand like a good student. Miss Pencil, may I go to the bathroom? Because that was her name for me. But then what happened when the teacher said no? If you went to a good school, then of course the teacher said yes, go to the bathroom, no problem. What happened when the teacher said no? You sat down, uncomfortable, still needing to use the bathroom, all that building up inside of you. What would you do? Now here's the thing. That was as a kid. There are many adults who still experience the same thing. They wait for their spouse to tell them yes. They wait for the boss to give them time off from their job. They wait for the government to give them a tax return at the end of the year, or for their paycheck to live their life on their own terms, waiting on everybody else to give them permission to live life. But what if it didn't have to be that way? What if you could find out the secrets to unlock freedom for yourself? That's what we're going to be talking about in this Freedom Challenge. Now, I have my water here, I have my laptop, because we've done a lot of research, hours and hours and hours. We've been working on this for almost 2 years to bring this to you. And so I'm really excited. But before we get into the rest of the challenge, there's some stuff that we have to talk about. I'm going to be looking at my laptop quite a bit so that I can look at my notes, because I said it's a lot. It's 14 days in this challenge, and so there's a lot of research. But we're going to set some definitions here so that we can see what freedom actually is. Make sense? Okay. So there are actually 5 different types of freedom, and we're going to be talking about each of these, but we have to define them first. So there is the freedom of money, the freedom of time, the freedom of autonomy, the freedom of options, the freedom of peace of mind. I'm going to give you again: the freedom of money, the freedom of time, the freedom of autonomy, the freedom of options, and the freedom of peace of mind. We'll define these deeper, but for a quick fire summary, here's what each of them mean. I have the definitions written here, so I'm going to read them for you, no problem. So, the freedom of money. That's the ability for you to have sufficient money to be earned from freedom sources of income. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you know that we already have a list, a cheat sheet of 100 businesses that all include freedom sources of income. What is a freedom source of income? It means that you can start from anywhere in the world and they don't take your time once you have them up and running. So those are freedom sources of income. If you send me an email, I will send you the list for free. It's completely free. Freedom sources of income, there are over 100 of them in that list. Freedom of time is having significant amount of decision power into how you spend each and every one of your days. Now remember, children don't have this. They have no freedom of time. Their parents tell them to go here, that's what they're doing. Until they get to a certain point, then maybe they start having sleepovers, etc. But for a long time, kids have no freedom of time. Now there are many adults who don't have that much significant more freedom of time than kids. Why? Because their boss tells them, for these 12 hours, I control where you are. I can fly you to California, I can fly you to Dubai, or I can station you right here in New Jersey, in Florida, wherever you are watching this from. So then freedom of time is the second. Autonomy is self-governance. That's the third one. Being able to make your own rules for life and define what's important for you. Whether that's your family, your kids, whether that's traveling, I love to travel, whether that's being a monk if you want to, or whether you want to climb the corporate ladder. That's freedom of autonomy. Freedom of options. The one thing we like to say about this pillar of freedom is that it isn't so much about pursuing all of the options that we have, but more the mental relief from having multiple options. I hope that makes sense. You want to have multiple options. Yes, you can do anything in life, but perhaps you don't want to do everything because life is short, but it's also long at the same time. The point is, having options, that's the fourth pillar of freedom. And finally, there's freedom of peace of mind. The deepest and purest pillar of freedom that pulls from all of the others. Once you have all the other four, you have the pillar of freedom of peace of mind. What does that mean? It means that you can sleep at night. You don't have to worry about things that most people worry about. That's what the fifth pillar means, freedom of peace of mind. So at the end of this challenge, by the end of this challenge, you will unlock all 5 pillars. I want you on this journey because you deserve to live a free life. You deserve to unlock freedom for your family, for perhaps you are the first person in your entire family bloodline that has unlocked this level of freedom. And today is the perfect day to do that in the 21st century. Why? Because we have the internet. Never before has freedom been so possible to so many people. And here you are learning about how to do it. So here are some things that we're going to be covering in the next couple of videos. And here's what you're going to be learning. So get excited, be prepared. This is exciting stuff. The difference between freedom and what most people call security. The mathematical breakdown of how you can achieve financial freedom. A clear path to becoming financially independent without needing millions of dollars. How to grow your mind faster. How to leverage other people's money and time and audience using freedom sources of income. How to deepen your relationships without losing any of them while you are on this journey to freedom. That's something I had to figure out for myself and something that our team deeply researched so that you can unlock that too. It's a problem that you will encounter. You want to solve it before you get there. The secrets to achieve a deeper level of happiness. The secrets to squeezing more time out of each day. How to manage emotions. You see how many things we're going to be covering in this challenge? How to manage your emotions. How to get other people to follow your vision as a leader. All of these are components to the Freedom Challenge and unlocking your freedom. And we're going to be covering so much more than that. That was just a taste. I'm so excited to bring this to you. Are you ready, Freedom Seekers? Because this is the Freedom Challenge. And now, there's some ground rules that we have to cover in each of these videos. One, each video is going to have homework. Make sure that you do the homework. That's very important so that you can get the most out of this Freedom Challenge. So, here are the rules. Each challenge is going to be, each day is going to be between 10 to 15 minutes. So we'll get right to the point. You can watch this first thing in the morning, during your lunch, at night. Just make sure that there's some consistency there so that you're not haphazard. So, here is the rules. Free, F-R-E-E. Here are the rules. Focus, that's the first one. Choose a time when you are most productive. As I said, consistency. R, review. Open your daily challenge email during this time with a notebook to make some notes. You must review the notes as we are going through this Freedom Challenge. That's the R, review. Encode. Make sure that you take notes. Write down the point of the lessons that resonated with you. So that if you see that you have an aha moment, write that down. That's encode. Then execute. If you learn and go through these 14 days and then do nothing, then this would have been a waste of your time. And we don't necessarily want to have people who are just going to go through, because then you won't get the results and then I won't get to brag about you because you are so awesome. So I want people who are executors, and certainly if you can commit to doing these 4 things, to focus, review, encode, and then executing on the things that you are learning, then you're going to have a fantastic time during this challenge. So remember to look out for tomorrow's email. Your homework for today, this is the last thing. Again, at the end of each challenge, you will have an assignment to do. Here's your homework. Write down the answer to this question. Write it down in the notebook that you'll have for the 14 days. Are you ready for the question? What does freedom mean to me? Write it down, have it ready. Freedom Seekers, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, and remember, you're always one decision away. See you tomorrow.